Good evening, you're watching BTV News at 9 o'clock. We are broadcasting live from the capital, Gaborone. My name is Benson Putero. Well, let's take a look at stories making headlines. Botswana joins Antwerp as the second verification node for rough diamond exports to G7 nations. Construction of long-awaited Soa water supply project commences.
And in sports, City Gamble World Club receives over 46,000 worth of sponsorship.
You're live, we alive, and Topa Taposa interprets on sign language. After extensive discussions between the government of Botswana and the group of 7 G7 Diamond technical team, Botswana will now join Antwerp, Belgium as the second verification node for rough diamond exports to G7 nations. Minister of Minerals and Energy, Ms. Boholo Kenwendo, says this will improve investor confidence, strengthen economic growth, and promote ethical practices across the broader the diamond industry. The G7 countries had proposed to have all diamonds go through Europe's diamond hub in Antwerp for verification, backed by a new tracing system.
Following the G7's ban on Russian origin diamonds in January 2024, which was extended to diamonds mined in Russia but cut and polished in other countries in March 2024, the G7 agreed on Antwerp as a single node for diamond verification and certification. This meant that all rough diamonds were to be verified and certified only in Antwerp, Europe's diamond hub, under a stringent tracking system. As a result, the G7 technical team visited Botswana to initiate consultations aimed at establishing a traceability system scheduled to become operational by September 2024. However, the government of Botswana mounted a massive protest against the Antwerp single node arrangement, gaining the support of its global mining partner DBS and other African diamond producing countries such as Namibia and Angola. Botswana argued that the proposed arrangement was unfair, restrictive, costly, and therefore harmful to the economy. The country's position was that the bureaucratic system risked undermining the efficiency and profitability of the global diamond trade, while also threatening significant job losses from diamond-producing countries to Europe. In his address to the third edition of Fastest Diamonds Conference in Antwerp on Tuesday, the president of Botswana, Advocate Duma Boko, reiterated Botswana's commitment to enhancing transparency and accountability in the diamond supply chain, as well as promoting traceability and responsible mining practices. The inclusion of Botswana as a diamond verification node will therefore reposition the country as a responsible global leader in diamond production, further reassuring global buyers and stakeholders.
Go dira kganye motho go se ka ga nna le tsietse gore a mme ga ke rekile go Botswana ke ta kgona gore ke tsise ditamane tsa me mo Brussels, go London, jalo jalo. It will boost market confidence. But over and beyond that, I must state that issues still on the market has our entry into the G7. It was also our deal with GBS. And the his keynote speech go facet gore nya re to gare e wetsa re bogautshanyana mme se se botlhokwa go itse ke gore re tlhompha perko ya rona le DBS ebile re tlhompha perko ya rona le ba bangwe ebile re ba rotloetsa gore ba te go Botswana ba te go thabolla di-factory tsa bone ebile ba eleng gore ba ne ba kile ba tswala ba boe ba te go di bula be re tlhalosa jalo gore nya kana melao yothe e ready re ba kantse go ta tswela go ntse go ba ka ngwa le bao ba eleng gore ba mo industry go tlhomamisa gore we are building not only market buyer demand confidence but also the supplier confidence.
Consequently, Botswana and the G7 Diamond Technical Team are currently developing a roadmap to address any gaps, and the new export certification node is expected to be operational by early 2025. Furthermore, the EU has postponed the implementation of its tracing system to March 2025. Government says it remains committed to safeguarding the interests of its citizens by revitalizing the rough diamond trade and exploring more opportunities across the diamond value chain. Badumedi Mokonopi, BTV News.
The African Free Trade Continental Area, AfCFTA, which is the largest integrated bloc globally, presents an opportunity for African markets to redefine economies of scale and enhance competitiveness. The acting president, Mr. Nkosinathi Ndaba-Haolate, highlighted this at the opening of the 27th Annual African Securities Exchanges Association Conference in Gaborone today. Utsidile Nkabetsi with more.
The next 2 days will be defining for a country like Botswana as she charts a promising path of transforming her financial landscape. African experts in the capital market space are eagle's eye on collectively progressing and driving Africa's shared vision of prosperity.
The African Continental Free Trade Area provides great opportunities for African capital markets to expand by creating enlarged markets, economies of scale, increased competitiveness, and more opportunities to invest in African markets and firms. But most importantly, it presents an opportunity for African markets to redefine and surpass global standards by blending technological advancements with uniquely African solutions. And within the broader financial sector, mobile money platforms and the e-commerce ecosystems have already demonstrated the continent's ability to leapfrog traditional development pathways. By fostering collaboration between public and private sectors, Africa can create capital markets that are not only globally competitive, but also distinctly African.
Local and international players in the trade and capital market space recognize that Africa's sustainable growth is tied to attending to areas of critical importance, such as regulatory environments, finance, partnerships, and technology, to fully align with the requirements of transformation.
Your presence here today highlights the strength in unity. By working together, we can unlock the capital to fuel enterprise growth and create inclusive markets that empower businesses and individuals across Africa and the globe.
We have to harness new ideas, digital technologies, and creative solutions to elevate African exchanges. In a world reshaped by the fourth industrial revolution, innovation is critical, not only to our competitiveness, but to accessibility, efficiency, and inclusiveness of our markets.
Access to capital is another crucial issue, particularly for small and medium enterprises, which form the backbone of most African economies, but often struggle to secure the necessary funding. Furthermore, public awareness and participation in capital markets are very low, typically limited to a small group of institutional investors.
With a combined market of over 1.3 billion, African countries are more intentional about regional integration and co-creating towards a sustainable and better Africa for all. Utsidile Nkabetsi, BTV News, Gaborone.
The President Advocate Duma Boko has used his first working trip to Belgium to meet with Botswana's strategic partners in Europe to introduce Botswana's foreign policy to leaders in that part of the world. He met with DBS Chief Executive Officer Mr. Al Cook and his executive team as the world-leading diamond producers look to conclude the sales agreement deal. Market leaders believe that concluding the protracted negotiations would restore confidence on diamond trading. Meanwhile, President Boko met with the European Union Council President, Mr. Charles Michel. The EU's relationship with Botswana is mainly around cooperation in areas of politics, economics, and trade relations. President Boko further paid a courtesy call on the Belgian Prime Minister Alexander De Croo. Botswana and Belgium established diplomatic relations in the year 1975 and are key allies in the diamond business, with Belgium being the world's leading diamond trading center, while Botswana is the world's renowned diamond producer. And coming back home, Water Utilities Corporation has started construction of the long-awaited SOA water project, updating stakeholders and community leaders during a workshop held in Nata yesterday. The project manager, Mr. Kumoyame Motoka, said the project will address water shortage in 8 villages in the Nata-Gweta constituency. Kidibonye Lekalake with more.
The SOA water supply upgrade project is focused on improving water supply to the villages of Kutamogore, Mosetse, Dugwi, SOA, Nata, Mangotai and Sepako, faced with severe water shortage. Then Truck Hire Pty Ltd has been awarded the works for the project, which commenced last week Tuesday, and it is expected to be completed in 2 years' time.
A kananga 4 megaliters a day a ile gore ataba a phatala tswa le kgao yana tiro ya rona e ntse yana.
We will be distributing 4 megaliters of water per day across the district. The water will be distributed from Dugwi, and we have 4 wells there, which we will increase so that they match the level of water consumption in the area. We will also build a new concrete tank of which water from the wells will be poured into. From there, a plant that purifies water will be built, and then another one that stores water that is ready for consumption.
Itabe thatswa metsi ya entsha letswai. Diraga le tanka ile gore ano ke ya metsi ile gore ha tswa mo planteng a tsena ho pele ga ra phatalatsa.
The scope of the project includes a water treatment plant which will purify water using the reverse osmosis system suitable for consumption. Even though the project has finally kick-started, stakeholders complained that it took long. However, Water Utilities Corporation General Manager for Totume, Mr. Abraham Malale, stated that the delay was caused by lack of funding from World Bank and government had to find alternative source of funding for the project.
The project is going to be
This project should have long started, but the funds for this project were from an international source who requested that we reduce the weight of the project so that it matches the money they have. That is when the government and water utilities found it fit to find funds for the project alone. The project will cost over 522 million pula. Therefore, new pipelines and boreholes will be drilled in different areas for water distribution to homesteads. I've heard about this project a lot before, but today I believe that it has started because I saw some of the resources to be used along the way. Residents are assured that there won't be any setbacks with the project this time around, as it has already commenced. Kidi Bonyele Kalake, BTV News, Nata.
And the Woolworths Botswana country manager, Ms. Horata Aboten-Lekau, says programs should be designed to be inclusive for both male and female children for empowerment. Ms. Aboten-Lekau shared this when giving a keynote address at the donation ceremony where Woolworths was donating household items to women against rape in Maung. Atasaone Keneidwe with more.
Mrs. Aboten-Lekau says inclusivity and ensuring all genders are empowered equally could help eliminate issues of gender disparities, which often give rise to gender-based violence issues. The time has come for the focus to also be on men, for it is as if when raising a girl child, we leave the boy child behind on a lot of issues. Perhaps the inner bitterness is caused by men feeling like they have lost their dignity. Maybe the time has come for us to come up with programs that are inclusive of both males and females. When you look at the cases of gender-based violence on women and girls, you wonder what was going on in the perpetrator's mind when committing those inhuman acts. The household items donated will come in handy for the facility, which has an accommodation capacity of 12 and shelters women and girls, and in some instances boys under the age of 13 who are victims of abuse.
They provide a counseling. Counseling in short is the psychosocial support. I guess we all know what GBV is going to decline with a lot of traumas and all this stuff. Okay? So we do provide them with psychosocial support. Get the counselor, I counsel the client. Okay? And then we do empowerment. Empowerment, and for example, is goal setting. No matter how a client is wounded, they should take charge of their lives. Okay? This is my healing journey. And this is what and how I'm going to achieve my healing and their life in general.
Me ba gaetso re lebogile go mena gae re bereka tiro ya rona re e dira ka lona ka morae gore re kgone go iphelela. For us to reach our mandate, the community has to come to play. The government, the community, individuals, private persons like yourself, you have to come to play. You have to come to the party. We work through donations, through giving, but we are working for the whole community, for everyone.
Coincidentally, this donation ceremony comes on the second day of the commencement of the 16 days of activism against gender-based violence. Atlasa Onekeneule, BTV News, Maung.
If you just tuned in, this is BTV News at 9 o'clock. Molepolole police have stressed that gender-based violence cases in Molepolole and surrounding areas are primarily perpetrated by men. As such, he urged men to use the International Men's Day as a chance to reflect on how best they can help to put to a halt gender-based violence. This was said by Detective Sergeant Julia Musikari of Molepolole Police under the Department of Gender and Child Protection at International Men's Day celebration at Mosokono Ward in Kweneng. Abigail Samson has the report.
Not expressing emotion and not acknowledging feelings are said to be key reasons as to why men are mostly perpetrators in gender-based violence, especially murder and rape. Statistics indicate that last year, the Department of Gender and Child Protection registered 50 cases of rape, and this year the number increased as they registered 54 cases. Men are therefore urged to stand up and fight against gender-based violence to restore their dignity in the society. It is high time men must stand up and express their emotions in the right way, because most of the time when we deal with GBV cases, the perpetrators, who are mostly men, always indicate that their actions are a result of suppressed emotions, hence the need for them to seek help before they resort to violence. We always resort to seeking help from inappropriate places such as bars. Because of this, I want to encourage men to seek help from men's sector so that we can help them. The area MP, Mr. Shima Monageng, stated that raising a boy in a functional environment can also help reduce gender-based violence cases in Botswana.
Lerato le baakanya sengwe le sengwe. Lorato ke lone le supang gore
love is the only thing that can fix everything, because if you have love, you'll not be violent with your kids.
ka ona le lorato.
Dio tse di tshwantse go simolla go tswa ko tlase ha o ruta ngwana wa mosimane o ruta ngwana wa.
We can only achieve our goal if we teach our girls and boys while they are still young how to behave, because some families are dysfunctional because the man was abused while he was still a young boy. Attendees of the event also expressed that this day is important as it gives men a chance to raise their issues. I want to encourage men, especially the youth, to attend events such as this because they will enable us to understand what GBV is. Government remains steadfast in its commitment to fighting gender-based violence. Abigail Samson, BTV News, Mosokoto.
And on regional news, voters in Namibia have voiced frustration over long hours and queues waiting to cast in their ballots. The Electoral Commission of Namibia extended voting hours after heavy criticism till 9 p.m. Some polling stations stayed open hours later than planned. As it was reported, there were technical problems which included issues with voter identification tablets and insufficient ballot papers. Some reports suggest that for the first time in Namibia's recent history, a second voting round is a somewhat realistic option as the outcome is expected to be tight. Well, it's now time now for sports with Ntebogang Sebetlela.
Thank you very much, Benson Putaho. Now, tonight, sports news follows with me, Ntebogang Sebetlela. The Jonan town-based Game Volleyball Club has received an important complete kit donation worth 46,679 pula 51 thebe from Blue Sultan Etheridge and ACC Botswana, which operate in the diamond mining town of Jonan. The club president, Magdaleno, affirmed that the donation has addressed most of their challenges and that is a motivation for the team to perform well. Emmanuel Rapua.
Itikem Volleyball Club was once a force to reckon with, being one of the top league contenders. However, this was not sustainable due to financial constraints affecting their participation in the league. These challenges will now become a thing of the past thanks to the trio of Blue Sultan, Etheridge and ACC Botswana sponsorship.
It was an opportunity that we could not miss. Giving back to the opportunity is very rewarding and there's nothing that can beat that.
It is an honor to be able to help Botswana to encourage an industrialization of sports.
They didn't have balls to practice with. The players didn't have footwear or shoes to play with or to attend or to go to the games to use for the games. The kit, I was told it was bought a long time ago.
The sponsorship is expected to motivate the club to ensure it is revived back to its glory days. We thank you for your support, as this will go a long way in growing our team. If you do not have the kit, play shoes and balls, you cannot yield much results. And with this immense support, I assure you that you will start seeing good results. The sponsors have pledged to continue supporting the club in addition to the donation of 15 play shoes, 10 balls, and a full kit. Emmanuel Rapua, BTV Sport, Joaneng.
Now, Nico United chairperson Busani Singweni says he's happy with the team's performance so far in the FNB Premiership. The Majombolo chairman further said he's confident that the team will continue doing well throughout the season to finish in a respectable position on the log standings. Victoria Dakin follows.
The team has been struggling in the top flight league of recent, having been relegated to the National First Division League in the 2020-2021 season. After gaining promotion back to the Premier League in the 2022-2023 season, Majombolo managed to stand firm, finishing in the top 8 bracket on position 8. They, however, experienced a slump last season as they finished on position 12. Segweni further said their aim is to look for another sponsor to complement their current sponsors, Wellness Safari, especially with players' welfare, which is key to improving their performance in the league. We started the league well, looking at where we are today in the log standings. Even if we don't win the championship, I believe we will finish in a better position. If we can manage to secure some sponsorship, we will be able to take care of our technical team and players' needs.
Rally behind the team.
This season, they managed to beef up their squad with 16 new players to replace the ones they were transferred to other clubs during the transfer window.
They are not well-known players. They will be known during their tenure in our team. They are youthful players, and I believe they will also be called up to play for the national team next year at the AFCON tournament. After 6 games so far this season, the Sleepy Pigwe-based team has managed only first win, played to 3 draws as well as 2 losses, one of which being a 2-1 loss they suffered against Township last week. This has left them in position 12 on the log standings with 6 points. Victoria Daken, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Lastly, the Botswana National Olympic Committee, in collaboration with Athletes Commission Botswana, are the joint host of the 2-day annual National Athletes Forum held at the University of Botswana. The workshop, which commenced today, is expected to end tomorrow when athletes from different sporting codes will have a chance to address challenges and issues they face in their respective codes, amongst other items. Paco Streke follows.
Mental health, nutrition, supplements and doping are amongst other topics to be discussed at the National Athletes Forum. During the official opening ceremony of the forum, the chairperson at the Athletes Commission of Botswana, Oteng, noted that the forum is important for athletes as they can learn from it and use what they have learned in their journey as national athletes.
Today's forum focuses on major issues of concern here the athletes. Identify the Athletes Commission the athletes. So we have topics like use of supplements, anti-doping, mental health, branding, because as an athlete you have to be well prepared, more all aspects so let's say on your career. So educate and empower them on those topics already identified. Anti-doping, so far we have seen we have a lot of cases. So by continuing doing this forum, let's say on a topic about anti-doping, we feel empower educate the use of supplements or sporting then the cases that they doping
The director at the Ministry of Sports and Arts, Mr. Moretsi Bohosi, said they will assist the Athletes Commission and the Botswana National Olympic Committee in ensuring that they continue to host events such as this, since they are what athletes need in their careers.
The Olympic movement has athletes at the center of its business, because the athletes are the most important people that we serve. In my view, I believe maybe it should be more frequent.
With the significance of such forums undeniable, the Botswana National Olympic Committee and the Athletes Commission of Botswana have confirmed that they will host yet another National Athletes Forum next year. Paco Sterek, PTV Sport, Gaborone.
Paco Sterek, bringing to the end our sports update for the evening. Now, Benson put us on standby to remind us of our top leading stories. Good evening.
Botswana joins Antwerp as the second verification node for rough diamonds export to G7 nations. And the construction of the long-awaited sewer water supply project commences.
And in sports, City Game Volleyball Club receives over 46,000 worth of sponsorship.
Well, that's it with our 9 o'clock English bulletin. Up next is weather. Thank you so much for your company. Stay with us.
Good evening. Welcome to tonight's weather forecast brought to you by Obakeng Kaspa Matag. Let's start by looking at rainfall amounts recorded this morning at 8 a.m. 25 millimeters at Matsaudi Agromet Station, 15 millimeters at Gumare Police, 13 at Masunga Landfill, 8 millimeters at Oliphants Drift Police Station, 3 millimeters at Malamba Kwena Primary School and Passolt Border Post. 2 millimeters over Sua Junior Secondary School and Pandamatenga Meteorological Station. 1 millimeter at Borolom Primary School, Lakwane Primary School, and Philip Matante International Airport in Francistown. While over Hansi meteorological stations, we recorded some drops. Now looking at the current satellite picture, clouds are visible over the northern and the eastern parts of our country, while over other parts of our country, clear skies are visible. On Friday, over southern, central, and northeast, we're expecting cloudy, becoming partly cloudy conditions. While over southern, southeast, Katlengwene, northern, central, Chobe, and Ngamiland, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions, with clear skies over Hansi and Khalagad. The public is advised that we're expecting fresh to strong winds over most parts of our country. Therefore, they're advised to take necessary precautions. In the morning over Khalagadi and southern, we're expecting mild temperatures ranging from 11 to 15 degrees Celsius. While over Hansi, southeast Katlengwene, southern, central, and northeast, we're expecting warm temperatures ranging from 16 degrees Celsius over Lepepe up to 19 degrees Celsius over Francistown. Over the remaining areas, we're expecting hot temperatures ranging from 20 degrees Celsius over Letlhakane up to 24 degrees Celsius over Shakau. In the afternoon, over southern, southeast Katlengwene, southern, central, and northeast, we're expecting warm temperatures ranging from 27 degrees Celsius over Francistown up to 32 degrees Celsius over Gaborone. While over Chobe and Ngamiland, we're expecting very hot temperatures ranging between 36 and 37 degrees Celsius. Over the remaining areas, we're expecting hot temperatures ranging between 33 degrees Celsius over Veda up to 35 degrees Celsius over Maiteng. Now for the extended forecast over southern, southeast Gauteng and Kweni, we're expecting partly cloudy conditions with hot temperatures on Saturday, while on Sunday we're expecting very hot temperatures. Over Ransen Khalagadi on Saturday, we're expecting clear skies and hot afternoon temperatures, while on Sunday we're expecting patches of clouds to be visible with very hot afternoon temperatures. Looking into Chobe and Ngamiland, we're expecting some clouds to be visible over most parts of this district, with possibility of isolated thunder showers on Saturday over Chobe districts, with very hot temperatures over Ngamiland district, while over Chobe we're expecting warm afternoon temperatures. Looking into central and northeast, we're expecting patches of clouds to be visible, with warm afternoon temperatures on Saturday, while on Sunday we're expecting hot afternoon temperatures. That's all I had for you. Have yourself a good night.
Oh!